Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. Sad news from the bodybuilding world. John Meadows has passed. We got word from the Meadows family and from his close friends that he passed in his sleep last night. He never woke up this morning. There's been speculation as to what was the cause of death. I've heard anything from pulmonary embolism to heart attack. I really don't know, to be honest with you, and there hasn't been an official statement released from his wife. But I do know that this is a humongous blow to the bodybuilding world. John was one of the most well-respected and well-liked people in our industry, and I can say that I can call him a friend, and I'm a little choked up. I called Shelby Starnes following after I heard the news, because I know Shelby was pretty tight with him, and Shelby was so choked up on the phone that he almost couldn't talk to me because he didn't even know until I told him. So, I mean, that's the kind of effect John had on people. He was a good guy. I mean, I didn't talk to him all the time. I probably spoke to him, every couple months. I would get him on the TV show on RX Muscle. And but it was like he was a guy I would call a friend, because I can call and talk to him about anything. He was very intelligent, very analytical the way he analyzed things, and he was very passionate about what he did in bodybuilding. We probably, if you guys have watched the interviews I did with him over the year, or you watch any of his channel, you know that he'd been training since he's a young kid, early teens. He just loved bodybuilding from the very beginning. Then when he had one of the hallmarks, I think, of John Meadows' career was when he had that terrible vascular problem with his colon, and he had to have his entire colon removed. And I don't think he ever thought he would ever bodybuild again. And because the guy he is as tough as nails. He just came back from this better than he was before. And he said, "Hey, I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up." And he eventually won his pro card after many, many years, which I take my hat off to him for, because that persistence and never quit attitude is something that very few people have. That tenacity that he had, that I don't care what people think about my physique. I'm gonna build the best possible physique I can, bring in the gnarliest conditioning, and give the fans and the judges what they want to see. And I'll keep making improvements until I get what I want. And quite frankly, I think a lot of people had counted him out. They never thought he was going to achieve what he did, which was pro status and then even place in the 212 show. But he did it because he had that mindset that you can't teach anyone; they have to just have. And I wish more people that I worked with had that mindset. But that's why there's not a lot of John Meadows out there. And last year, when we interviewed him after he had the heart attack, and he found out once again it was another vascular problem that he had, similar to what he had with the colon. Luckily, his heart was on the mend, and he had said that it was remodeling itself and improving. And it was a great interview we did with him. And I've been watching his his Instagram and updates he does all the time, because I think he's a good fountain of knowledge. And I thought, he was going to beat this as well. And I don't know if the heart was something that got him or something else happened, but obviously he had a genetic weakness for whatever this vascular issue was in his body. And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. And I have to say, though, of all the souls that I've encountered, John was probably one of the most passionate about what he did. And he lived his life for that passion. And very few people could actually say that they've done the same. And that's what makes John so special, I think. And I think that that's what we have to really remember when we think about him. He was that kind of a guy. He lived what he loved. He didn't care what anyone said. You can't do this. You can't do that. He said, "You know what? I'm going to do it anyway, because this is what I want to do. I don't care if you think it's not, I have a health issue and I shouldn't be doing it. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it the right way too. And I'm going to do it the healthy way. And I'm going to do it the most efficient way possible." And that rubbed off, and he affected a lot of other people's lives because of that, because he was able to impart knowledge to people. Not everyone, not all great bodybuilders are great teachers, and not all great teachers are great bodybuilders. He was able to bridge the gap and do both. And I think that that's what made him so special. Very few people can be that hardcore guy in the gym, on stage, and then also for his clients and for the people he's teaching those methodologies to. Also, a lot of people don't want to give away the secrets. John didn't care. John was like a guy who was like an information provider. And being in that same kind of line of work myself, I can really respect what he did because I have that same passion inside of me. And so when I see a guy like John no longer be with us, it really does bring a tear to my eye, and it hurts me inside emotionally because after all, I mean, we start all questioning ourselves. We're all in that, I'm a little older than him. There's guys in their 40s, and everyone starts saying, hey, if a guy like John Meadows can go down, we're all vulnerable, right? Isn't that what we all fear the most? Death. But if we lived a life that has meaning and imparted meaning to us and gave pleasure to us and gave pleasure to others, then I guess we did our job here. And that's really the take-home message. Yes, it's a very sad day in the bodybuilding industry. And it's a very sad day for John's wife and his kids. And I will pray for them and send all my love and healing energy to them. But let's also celebrate the life of John Meadows and all that he accomplished and all that he gave us. Let's think about that and take a moment of silence. I'm Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle News Update.